that Diddy was losing it in court, and that he even asked if Cassie could possibly hide her belly, which is pretty weird because it's like, why does Cassie need to hide her belly, right? And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay, so you guys. So when Diddy was losing it in court, it happened pretty much the moment when Cassie was telling something that Diddy didn't want the juror to hear. Okay, so they said that when Miss Ventura walked into court, they said that she walked past Diddy, but she didn't look at Diddy. That's what they said. Which, I mean, why would you want to look at him if that's going to cause you to not tell your story? Then you definitely shouldn't look at Diddy. Okay, so they said that she cried her first day in court, and then they said her second day of court that Cassie didn't cry. Probably the second day was easier for her because she had, the first day is always the hardest. The first day she hadn't seen Diddy in a really long time, especially after everything that Diddy has done to her. And then, the second day she kind of was knowing what she needs to do. However, it's very concerning, all this stuff that has happened to Cassie. Also, it's concerning too for her husband, because her husband basically, I don't think Cassie told her husband everything. I think that, she probably told her husband that she has a dark past. That's my guess. My guess is that she told her husband, bits and pieces, but probably didn't tell him that she was, working kind of in the prostitution field. So that's very concerning. Okay, so look, they said that Diddy constantly passed notes in court. And they said, you know what? That Diddy's lawyers had to stop him at one point. That Diddy was passing so many notes that they had to stop him at one point in time, because that was enough. Okay, so they're saying that too. Diddy's lawyers also handed him a note telling him to calm down. Diddy was frustrated. Diddy, they said, was very fidgeting. He was fidgeting a lot. Okay. Diddy was, I guess, used to controlling everything, but Diddy couldn't control everything this time. So that's why Diddy was obviously writing down stuff, passing it to his lawyer, and then that's why they're like, calm down, in the notes that they handed him. Okay. So the moment when Diddy officially lost it in court was the moment that Miss Ventura basically played a tape. Miss Ventura played a tape that said what Diddy said to her about how Diddy threatened to get her family if she ever told what exactly happened. Okay. So they said, that's the reason he couldn't sit still. So that was when Diddy got up. When Miss Ventura played an old tape she saved, I guess she saved it in her computer, Diddy stood up, and they said it took 3 of Diddy's lawyers to contain him because he was so angry, and he's trying to make it to where the other jurors can't hear what was said in the tape about his threats to Miss Ventura. Okay, so you guys, it's crazy that he wanted Cassie to hide her belly. Maybe because he felt like, the jurors would be more sensitive to Cassie. Okay, so, but this is my take on this part too. Cassie should be in the Guinness Book of World Records, okay? And the reason I say that is because Cassie had the longest freak-off session, saying that they lasted 4 days, and that's worse than Lily Phillips. Lily Phillips only did literally 24 hours. I would say Lily didn't even go over 48 hours. Now, Cassie was a beast. And then Cassie also said that she had to do freak-offs while she was menstruating. So she reported that the hotel rooms always had blood everywhere because this is what Diddy made her do. It didn't matter that she was on her cycle. And she said this made her feel disgusting and worthless, which, I mean, I don't know why we should completely feel sorry for Cassie, because she basically consented all of this stuff. That's what makes it even more gross and disgusting. And she said that Diddy treated her like Ike treated Tina Turner. That was her comparison about Diddy. And my thing is this: I really do think Diddy will seek Donald Trump's help. Donald Trump. So if Diddy is convicted in the way, because Diddy's facing life in prison, you guys. So if Diddy is convicted, I don't know, to something crazy like 20 to 30 years, hear me out, hear me out. This is my prediction. I'm predicting that he is going to, get some type of burner phone in prison. And that is when Diddy is going to ask for Mr. Donald Trump's help. And then you know how the world goes on. There's new stuff happening. Once Diddy is in prison, that is when Trump will make it to where it's a quiet day when Diddy will get out. Diddy will serve half the time. Maybe Diddy will get out like in 10 years. Like, let's say they give you 30. Trump can do that. He's the president. He can help his friend out. They were good buddies, okay? But I do want them to put Cassie in the book of Guinness World Record for having a freak off session, like I said, for 4 days straight. But most of the sessions, she said, lasted 48 hours. And it's concerning that she compared Diddy to Ike and that she was treated like Tina Turner. Yes, that concerns me. But when Diddy was in court, Diddy gave Cassie a heart. Diddy did this in court. And I don't know if Diddy did this when Cassie was crying. And yeah, they said she didn't look at Diddy at all. And why would you, But my thing is, I'd say Cassie is just as guilty as Diddy because she admitted to enjoying the freak-offs. That's what makes Cassie look really bad at this moment. Okay, because they asked Cassie this. They said, did you enjoy the freak-offs? They asked her this when she was in court. Cassie said yes. She said, I enjoyed the freak-offs because it made Diddy happy. And she said she did the freak-offs because that was her only way to get one-on-one time with Diddy. That's what she said. And if you have to do that for a man's attention, I would say he's not even worth being with. So this is what Diddy gave Miss Ventura in court. A heart like that. That's what he gave her. And then this is her in court crying, asking the judge, can I have a break? And can I have recess? That's what she was doing. Okay, so you guys, my thing too is I think she should also come clean about the diseases that she had to caught, because they reported that they never used condoms during the freak-off. So I think she should come clean about that too. And for her husband to speak about what this has done to their family. I would like to hear his part. And the jurors, when they looked at the video footage, I guess on day 2, they said that some of the jurors were gasping. And some fidgeted a lot. They said the jurors were constantly taking notes, when they were hearing different parts. And then, okay, so you guys, I was on the city bus today, and the driver on the city bus said they think that Cassie is pregnant by Diddy. I mean, you can't put nothing past these people nowadays. Maybe that's why he's throwing her a heart in court. Maybe she could be possibly pregnant by him. Who knows? But the other thing that concerns me about Cassie is the fact that she let complete strangers urine on her. But it gets worse. The fact that she let the strangers urine in her mouth is just completely filthy, disgusting. How could you do it? And then she says Diddy made her do it and that she was choking. But why did you say you enjoyed the freak-offs if it was really just Diddy's fault, everything you're talking about? You admitted to liking the freak-offs, so why would we feel sorry for you? And then she says that Diddy made her perform on her birthday. And she said that she even had to perform freak-offs with mouth sores inside her mouth. and she said she caught painful UTIs from, doing these different freak off sessions. And I guess we're supposed to feel sorry for Cassie, but why would we? When she set up this stuff, they said that Cassie set up the freak offs by obviously getting on the phone. They said she would do a Craigslist online, and then Diddy would approve after he looked everything over. So that looks like you consented to me. And besides, Diddy already paid you, so I'm not sure what else she's trying to do. And if she could end up in jail, I would think, if she reveals too much, I could see something like that happen. But you know what, you guys? I think this is a two-way street right here. And it's very sad that Cassie, again, said that she had to do the freak offs because that was the only way she could get one-on-one time with Diddy. That was her super major claim on why she did it. And I also want to know, J-Lo, did you ever have to do anything this yucky and disgusting? And that's why you don't want to talk about your time with Diddy, because you've been so tight-lipped, J-Lo. You've been so quiet about everything about Mr. Diddy. And Cassie did admit that she met P. Diddy at 19 and that she was in love with him. However, she said that when Diddy first kissed her, that it made her cry. So something about this just doesn't add up. But yeah, Diddy did control Cassie's career, and she claims that he said if she didn't participate in the freak-offs, that basically that she wouldn't be able to record music or this album won't be released. She barely had a music career. And then she claims that the freak-offs was her real job. It became a job. That's what Cassie said. She said the freak-offs were a job. I guess because she did the freak-offs so much. But I don't feel so sorry for Cassie because she admitted herself in the courtroom that she set the freak-offs up. That's the part that gets me. And yeah, I still want to hear Cassie's husband speak. And Diddy's lawyers also, they did try to stop Cassie's husband from being in the courtroom during certain parts in the courtroom that was about things were about to be said that they didn't want the husband, to basically be in there for, which I think, Cassie, if you had any respect for your husband, why is he in the courtroom while you're talking about this disgusting topic? That's what I want to know. That's the part that I don't understand at all, and I'd like to know what you guys think about this whole freak off thing, because it's confusing at this point in time. But this is only day 2 of the freak offs. And, they had their first day yesterday in court. And then last week they picked the jurors. And then it sounds like we have all the way to July. So far it's been jumping. The stuff that's been released. Hey, Santhan, how you doing? Yeah, so you guys, have you guys been watching the court stuff? Fox News has been covering it. Of course, we can't see it. We can only hear about so much about what's been going on. But I'm also confused why she stayed with Diddy for 10 years. I get that you say you love him, but the stuff he's doing to you is stuff that would make some people not want to be in the world. The stuff that he was doing to her, and you said he made you feel worthless. So why did you stay for 10 years? Something about her story, it doesn't completely add up. What do you guys think? Do you guys think Cassie should be held responsible for some of the stuff that happened? That she doesn't want to take the blame for none of the stuff that occurred. She just wants to blame Diddy for everything. Diddy is wrong for the stuff that he did to Cassie, for sure. He's wrong. But also, Cassie, own up that you said you enjoyed the freak offs, didn't you? You said you enjoyed it, which is really weird that now you're turning against him on something that you said, when I was scheduling. I did enjoy it. That's what you said. So that's why it looks really weird. That's why I don't completely feel sorry for Cassie. I don't feel sorry for her at all. And, I had to give you guys the update on this whole Diddy thing. And, I'm going to continue to cover the whole Diddy thing because this has been an exciting trial so far. I don't think Diddy, I'm just going to give you my little quick prediction again. I don't feel like Diddy is going to get off the hook for what he has done to not only Cassie, but the other people who had to partake in the activities that Diddy made partake in. I think Diddy is going to get some time, but yeah, I don't see him not getting no time because the evidence is there. And I did see that 15-minute quiet video of Diddy and Cassie in the hotel room. And I'll tell you my intake on the video of, them fighting where he was pulling her hair. It looked like a woman who was used to being abused. I meant like the way she was just like waiting there, like for all the stuff he was doing to her when he was in the towel. She appeared to be comfortable with the abuse. Maybe he abused her so much that she got comfortable. That's what it looks like to me, that she was comfortable being abused by Diddy, which you should never be comfortable being abused because you could end up 6 feet under if you get too comfortable. Because one day you do one thing to upset Diddy, that's the end, and you don't want that to be your situation. So yeah, definitely leave way before Cassie, Yeah, so hopefully the new guy that Cassie is with is treating her excelente. But, this guy has never spoken. It would be nice to hear him in court. It would be nice to, see what else comes out about this whole Diddy trial situation. I'd like to see some celebrities come out and talk about things, But yeah, Cassie had left her first guy for Diddy, And it seems like the part two that's interesting is it seems like Cassie was desperate for fame, super duper desperate. The fact that you would partake in this gross, disgusting stuff, that says everything. That, of course, in the acting industry, they have stuff called casting on the couch where people do things for roles. And she's a perfect example of people partaking in that type of gross behavior, which, yeah, I worked in the acting industry, and yeah, I would never be interested in partaking in nasty activities like that. That's just disgusting how she willingly accepted strangers urinating in her mouth and then reported she was choking, but she did it to please Diddy, which is just disgusting. The stuff that's coming out about her, she should be embarrassed, and her husband should feel mortified that he married her. It makes him look like a fool. I'm sure she told him again that she had a dark past. I'm sure she didn't get into it with him, because why would you get into it with him if she would have told him the stuff that Diddy did to her, he would have never married her and given her 3 babies, guaranteed. And if he did, he's a sucker. That's what I'll say about a guy that does that, And you guys, like the video, subscribe. Don't forget to check out my previous episodes of me talking about Diddy, of course. I've been covering Diddy's whole trial. Don't forget to check out my death series. And also my most popular series is my prison series. I'd love to know what you guys think about all the stuff that I've been covering. I really like doing the prison series. We're learning together. It's fun. And, don't worry, you guys. I'll keep you posted on the Diddy stuff. That's what I'm good at. And yeah, I'd like to hear you guys tell me what you think about this whole Diddy thing, because it's out of hand. And they're trying to also say that Diddy is, I guess, gay. That's what they're trying to. So if that's the case, then he's really going to enjoy being in prison for sure, because That's so many men for him, if that's really true about Diddy. And also, I want to say that I think Sean, okay, when Jennifer Lopez and P. Diddy were together back in the day, um, Sean was put in prison over a shooting in a nightclub. I think that he is at home happy and laughing at Diddy right now because the roles have flipped. He's out now. Diddy is getting the time that I guess Diddy should have got the time back in the day for the shooting at the nightclub, but it happened maybe 20 years later. I don't know how long ago that was when J-Lo was with Diddy. No wonder she doesn't want to speak because she would probably end up in jail once they see she's guilty of. But I heard that J-Lo carried a gun in her purse. That's what I heard. And snuck it in the club. And then that was how Diddy got access to it. And then that was how the shooting went down when something went off. She handed it to Diddy. That's what they're saying. And then, yeah, they're reporting that it was Diddy that did it. But Sean, somehow he was the one who ended up in prison for it, which is interesting that now things have come back for Diddy, And also, let's look at this tattoo. Diddy has an interesting tattoo on his back, you guys. A lot of people don't know about it, but let's look at Diddy's back. Diddy, he worships certain people, Okay, so let's look at this tattoo and let's talk about it before we get out of here, you guys. Yeah, so look at this right here. It's really interesting. I will say it looks like a really nice back tattoo. This is nice. That's Diddy's back tattoo right there. You see? Okay, so now let's tell you more about that tattoo. I don't feel like that tattoo's really helping Diddy, but he worships certain spirits, though. I'll tell you that much. Okay, so that is supposed to be a voodoo spirit on Diddy's back. And that voodoo person is Esley Danter. You guys would have to look it up. Esley Danter is a voodoo spirit, okay? And he had this tattoo back in 2017, and it's a large piece, okay? And you know what? Yeah, something didn't go right because he ended up in prison. I'll tell you that much, But yeah, I'd like to know more about his back tattoo. They need to talk about Diddy's back tattoo. They should talk about this in court. That's his back tattoo about him worshiping a voodoo queen, Okay, so what does the tattoo on his back mean? So anyway, she's a Haitian goddess. Urzu Danter, the tattoo on Diddy's back. She's a powerful spirit, and she's associated with sexuality, love, motherhood, and protection. And yeah, she's particularly for women and children. And that tattoo obviously shows he's into voodoo. I will tell you that much. But it doesn't look like voodoo has gotten him out of this, okay? But that's his personal belief. So let's see what else that could symbolize. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Let me see what else about this lady. But yeah, she's supposed to be about justice, protection. Diddy's tattoo on his back. The Haitian god Urzu Dantu. Motherhood. She's a protector of women and children, and she's also for those who have suffered injustice or oppression, and she's considered to be powerful. They say she's a terrifying figure. She embodies strength and fairy. Yeah, so, but yeah, I'd like to hear about Diddy's tattoo in the courtroom. I think they should talk about it, right, you guys? But yeah, you guys, they said there's a theory going on about Diddy. They said that Diddy's back tattoo cursed him. That's the theory. And they said it's making him pay for his crimes. They said ever since Diddy's arrest, people are looking back at Diddy's past to see all the red flags that have popped up. One particular thing that people found is his back tattoo. So they said again that Diddy was arrested in New York on September 16th of 2024. And they said, yeah, that he pleaded not guilty to all charges and was refused bail. And then there was like Diddy's Los Angeles home was raided by Homeland Security. And then, yeah, they said that the indictment was unsealed, okay, last year. So let's see what else they're saying. Let's see. Also, you guys, for you guys, if you refer back to the beginning part of this video, I kind of talked about what happened with Cassie in the courtroom and how she was looking. Yeah, it was the details were juicy. And Miss Ventura, again, she said she enjoyed the Freakoffs. For those of you who are just joining, yeah, she said she enjoyed it because it was the only way she could get one-on-one time with Diddy. That's what makes Miss Ventura look sick. The fact that she had to do that just to get one-on-one time, you know. But yeah, Diddy said that tattoo has his back. That's what he said, which is weird. Okay, so let's see what else they're trying to say about Diddy's tattoo. Many people believe this tattoo, I guess they said is inspiration too. Let's see. Okay, so they said some people believe that Diddy getting a tattoo of the voodoo queen Erzu dancer is paying for his crimes against women. That's wild. He would put that on his back considering she doesn't play about women and children. One person posted that on X. One person replied to the tweet and she won't ever protect you if you're at fault. That's what they said. Okay. Interesting. So we're all learning this together. That tattoo, maybe it did you in the it disservice, Diddy. Maybe you should get rid of that tattoo and get a new tattoo while you're in prison, you know? Yeah, so yeah, I'd like to know what you guys thought of the Diddy trial. And again, I'm reminding you, don't forget to watch the past stuff I reported about P. Diddy. And now we all know too why he's called P. Diddy. You get it? P on Cassie, Diddy. Okay, so I'm just saying now we fully know. And then also, we also know that his ex, Young Miami, reported that she loves being urinated on. That's what she said. So now we know it's true since Cassie, you know, we didn't even know Cassie was like this until, you know, court. That was when we officially found out. But don't forget to check out my prison series and the death series and my other videos about Diddy. And you guys, I will see you on the next one, and I will keep you posted on the Diddy trial.